one other little bushcraft type video. Birds are away now for the summer, so gonna be getting into camping, fishing, bushcraft, that sort of stuff. Today I've got some of my learners up, and what we're doing is I'm gonna try and tap a silver birch tree to get the water, the sap out of it. It's drinkable. It's March time now, mid-March, so it's normally a good time up this neck of the woods to tap them. So we're going to show you how to tap it and give it a few hours, come back and see what we've got, see if it's drinkable. And one of my favourite trees, dead useful, dead versatile, especially for fire lighting. So we're going to give it a go. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to make a little tap. So this has just fell off, it's dead wood, it's been on the floor. I'm going to cut it down and make a sort of little straw that goes into the tree, into the trunk, and it runs down. The sap will run down and into a bottle. Into the tree, into the hole, and I've just shaved it all off, cut it down, and now I'm just chiseling a little channel into it for the sap to run down and into the bottle. You dig in an angle, just twisting in. Start to see the sap is nice and wet coming through already. Right, so there's my peg in a tree. The sap's coming down and dropping down the peg into the bottle. It'll take a couple of hours for that to get to a drinkable amount. Right, we've changed technique from the tap, from the wooden tap. You can still see there's a lot of sap coming out, so we'll put some dry string in, plug the hole with the dry string. The string's going to absorb any of the sap, run it down and into the bottle. That's what plan. So we'll give it a few hours. Right, so we've given it about 3 hours, and I've come back up just to check, and it's worked well. The wick that we used has worked well. It's plugged the hole and it stopped it dripping down, and there's quite a lot of tree sap still in there. So I know that works. That's more effective, I'm finding, than using the wooden peg. So I think I'm going to go with that in the future. The all we've got from about 3 hours is that much. It's not loads, but it does take a while. So I'm going to have a little sample of it. It's pretty sweet, just a little bit. It's just like sweet water, so it's nice. It is a nice drink. You know, the reason we're changing around is it was a bit of a science lesson today with me school kids, and we wanted to see what would work the best. What was it, to use the peg or use the rope, use the string? Definitely a string was the better one. So now we're just going to plug that hole up, so it doesn't infect the tree or anything like that, or damage the tree. And I'm not going to leave it there overnight, but I might try this again early and see if I can get a good collection of it and see what we can do with it. But it works well. So that is going to get pegged now. Pretty much that's about that. So I've cut a small peg out of another piece of birch, one of the branches that's on the ground, and just cut it down to size and plug that hole. So it's in there, it's plugged. The sap's going to stop coming out there, and it'll stop any sort of infections getting in, and it'll leave the tree nice and healthy. So I'm going to go and see if any of me learners want a little taste of tree sap, but it's a good little hack, good little bushcraft hack, and there's plenty of tinder there for fire lighting. Go on then.
Looks red.
Right, so that was just a little video on tapping a silver birch tree. to get yourself a nice, refreshing, drinkable water. Like it's like a sweet water. There's no chemicals in it or nothing. It's good to drink. It's healthy to drink. It's important to peg the tree at the end of it, just so there isn't an infection, like I said. And it's just like I've always said, these aren't how-to videos. They're just my personal way of doing it. So I prefer to use the string over the wooden peg. But like I say, personal preference. So me after school's kids, I'm just keeping my eye on them now because they're busy doing a bit of hill scrambling. Them seem to like it. So if a kid's like it, that's a result. Because kids now tend to not like anything that doesn't come like brightly coloured or full of sugar. So I hope you liked this and hope you learned something. And please give it a thumbs up or a comment, and better still if you can give us a subscribe. The more subscribes we get, the more sort of gives us a spur on. I've got loads and loads of ideas. Now the hawking season's over, it's going to be mainly camping, bushcraft and stuff like that. So we've got loads of videos coming up, so just give it a quick subscribe if you don't mind, and thanks.